Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask, Heidi. Today is Monday. It's the 11th day of July. Today is All-American Pet Photo Day. So make sure you snap a photo of your pet.
We should snap some photos.
It's also Blueberry Muffin Day today, National Cheer Up the Lonely Day, which you should do every day, National Mojito Day, which is just fun to say, National Rainier Cherry Day today, and it's July 11th. It is 7-11, so National 7-Eleven Day today as well. All of those things happening, and it's a Movie Star Monday, and can this be right? Holy cow. You know my guest is today? Haylie Duff. Yeah.
Oh,
she and her
I know
sister
her.
Hilary Duff are both super famous, and she agreed to be on our show. Haylie Duff, she's got a new movie out called The Wedding
She must have been
Pact.
confused.
Yeah, she's like, I'll be on that program. What is it called again? The Wedding Pact 2, The Baby Pact. So we're going to be chatting with Haylie Duff on this Movie Star Monday.
What can I say that I haven't already said about bettercreditcards.com? It's a website. You go there to get a better credit card. Okay, that's really probably all I need to say for most of you, but I still have time left, so how about this? At bettercreditcards.com, we have different kinds of credit cards, some with better points and perks, some designed to help you build your credit. Whatever stage of life you happen to be in, we want to help. Give yourself a little credit. Bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by bettercreditcards.com. You ever decided that you're spending way too much time on your phone?
Yes.
And then as a way to avoid being distracted, you switch it to silent mode? Well, it turns out that's a bad idea. Researchers from Penn State University found in a study that people checked their phones even more often when it was set to
I
silent.
can see that because then you're wondering, was somebody trying to get a hold
when
of
the
me?
sound and vibration is on, at least you know.
Right.
And they check their device 53 times on average per day. With the phone on silent, it was almost double at 98 times per day. Notably, participants who scored high in fear of missing out and need to belong personality tests checked their phone the most after placing them on silent. In some cases, these people stayed on their phones for a long time as well, like longer than the others. Researcher teams say that their work suggests that there is no one-size-fits-all solution to overcoming the growing societal problems of smartphone distractions and obsessions.
How sad is it that that's what we've become?
I'll give you some advice. Here's what I do. Actually, don't take my advice because I'm terrible at all this. All right. Surveys and studies and such brought to you by bettercreditcards.com.
Are you looking for an energy drink that's natural, lasts longer, has no dyes, no artificial flavorings, and no sugar? Blitz Energy Drink is the answer. With only 10 calories per serving and 200 milligrams of caffeine, our formula will help increase your focus, endurance, mood, and energy levels. Order now at drinkblitzenergy.com. Use promo code RADIO20 to save 20% and get free shipping on any canister. drinkblitzenergy.com. Promo code RADIO20. That's drinkblitzenergy.com.
Did you know? Brought to you by RadioTravelGroup.com. Heidi, did you know there's a groundbreaking new hangover pill that went on sale recently?
I did not know
They sell
this.
for £1 each, which is like $1.19 in the U.S. It promises to rapidly break down alcohol so you can avoid a headache in the morning after drinking. Merkel is a pill that, it's like Miracle. M-Y-R-K-L, Miracle. It's a
clever.
pill that users take before drinking. It's billed as the first product in history to break down alcohol effectively. The food supplement is 100% natural, and it's vegan. It was invented in 1990.
And why are we just hearing about this now?
It's been perfected over the last 30 years of research and design. Users are instructed to take 2 pills before drinking, either an hour before or up to 12 hours before, according to the manufacturer. Up to 70% of alcohol consumed is then broken down after 60 minutes, and the pill claims to support immunity and boost levels of energy with B12. So I don't know if any of this is accurate. Before you try any of it, maybe check it out and talk to somebody who knows something. That is not me. We don't know everything, but now we know this, kind of. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com. It seems that Amber Heard is trying to find a way to avoid appealing her defamation trial against ex-husband Johnny Depp. The Aquaman actress is asking a judge to toss the jury's verdict and grant her another trial due to a lack of evidence.
Sweetheart.
And allegedly a fake juror. So they're saying that one of the jurors was not a real juror. I don't know what else going on.
What?
I tell you, I tried to avoid as much of that as possible. I hit the highlights every once in a while, read the stories. How many times have we mentioned it here? Maybe 7?
Yeah, we really
not
tried
much.
not to, yeah.
But I can tell you, there's some places where they dwell on this and they talk about it all the time. And they know a lot more about it than I do, so maybe you get your news from them. Hey, for the first time in about a year, we've got some major concrete news out of Avatar Studios. The newly created animation studio has announced 3 new movie spin-offs of Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Oh.
Yeah, Nickelodeon announced the establishment of Avatar Studios in 2021 with plans to create new TV shows, movies, and other stories in the world of Avatar: The Last Airbender and The Legend of Korra. After about a year of silence, sources say they finally have some updates. So if you'd like to know more about that, you can read all of the details in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
Join us in October for The Sands, a week of music and fun that's been described as the best week ever by many guests. This year we have more icons and more fun. Loverboy, Belinda Carlisle, Lou Gramm, Vanilla Ice, Samantha Fox, Firehouse, and many more already on the schedule. Plus, more announcements coming soon. Plan to join us October 25th through the 30th at Planet Hollywood Beach Resort Cancun. This all-inclusive event will be the time of your life. Learn more now at radiotravelgroup.com.
Now your scoop of the day comes your way courtesy of bettercreditcards.com. The classic mullet. It's not only a beautiful thing, it's also coming back into fashion. Well, at least in some places. In Australia, in recent years, it's become quite popular. There probably is not anyone who loves the mullet more than the people at Mullet Fest.
I have heard about this.
Yeah. These people, for the first time ever, are holding an online competition. Mullet Fest is an annual event. It's in Kurri Kurri that honors the very best of what they call business in the front, party in the back. Mullets. Mullet Fest holds competitions in multiple categories, including Ranga, R-A-N-G-A. What does that mean?
I have
Or
idea.
maybe that's Ranga. I don't know how you say that.
I don't know either way.
Another was Grubby, Extreme, International, and Everyday in an effort to highlight and champion the different shapes and sizes and colors of the mullet.
Okay.
So, did you ever have a mullet, Heidi?
No.
No, that was never anything. Guess who did
Wasn't
in this
really
room?
a girl thing.
Guess who had a mullet in this studio?
Who had a mullet?
I did. And then you know what I did after the mullet? I had a rat tail. I kept the middle.
I've seen photos of the
Yes,
rat
kids.
tail.
John made bad choices as a youth, and I haven't really grown out of it. So this year's online-only competition is open to every mullet owner in Australia. It invites neck-warmer-wearing Aussies to upload a picture of their Melbourne mudflap, that's what they call them there, by the end of this month, July 31st. Winners in each of the early mentioned categories will be announced August the 20th. Entrants are also asked to give a background story behind the mullet, like the length of time they've had it, and why they love it.
Okay.
The contest, by the way, is a fundraiser for brain cancer charity that's in that area, which I think that's a neat thing that
That's
they're raising
great.
money. So mulletfest.com is their website. Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Are you ready to enjoy a little slice of paradise? Check out this beautiful family-owned, professionally managed vacation rental in sunny Poipu, Kauai, Hawaii. Our family stayed recently and we absolutely loved it. The area is so beautiful and the vacation rental has room for up to 6 guests. Why stay in hotel rooms when you can all enjoy your own area in a vacation rental? Visit Hawaii and make your trip to this tropical paradise one to remember. Learn more at radiotravelgroup.com. That's radiotravelgroup.com.
Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show. Super excited to visit with Haylie Duff. She's got a fun new project that's coming out. You might know her from Seventh Heaven, Napoleon Dynamite, and much, much more. Haylie, how you doing?
I'm doing awesome. Thanks for having me.
We're excited to have you on the program. Let's talk about the Wedding Pact 2, the Baby Pact.
Let's talk about it. Yes, we're so excited. We're back for a sequel to the movie The Wedding Pact from a couple of years ago. And it's so fun to get to make a sequel. This is the first sequel I've ever been in, which is very exciting for me. And most of the cast is back, but we have the addition of some new cast members, Quentin Aaron, Gail O'Grady, Case Masterson, Kevin Farley. So we are excited. Everybody gets to see it.
And what is that like? Everybody had a chance to work together a couple years ago. Then you all kind of go your separate ways, and now you're all back together for a sequel. That's got to be kind of a fun thing.
Well, it's awesome. And, you know, we look a little older, I guess, but to be able to continue to tell this story is really special. And, the first movie really ends on this happily ever after moment. And then the second movie picks up in the moment of like, well, what if it didn't really quite work out the way you thought it would? The movie really highlights, the importance of having great friends and family in your life at a time when you really need them. And it starts off with this huge surprise in the beginning. This Elizabeth gets the shock of her life at the moment that she's supposed to be the happiest in her life, when she's like having her first baby. So there's a lot of drama, but a lot of heart and happiness and comedy, and it's a very feel-good movie you can watch with your whole family.
I think that is really, really cool. And again, the first film is out, so if people haven't seen the first film, should they see that one first, or would this still make sense even without seeing the first one?
I think that if you have the time and you can watch the first one, you should. But if you don't have to see the first one to enjoy this one.
Nice. And again, you've had so many fun projects in addition to movies, television, writing songs, singing songs, fashion designer. Like, do you have any hobbies, or everything you do just kind of becomes like part of you, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, I guess, add like my mom's skills to the list over here too. I'm like my kid's personal assistant as well.
And that's probably the most important job of all of those, really, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. It's the best job for sure.
Now, in your family, again, we're visiting right now with Haylie, but there's also a Haylie Duff, your sister. And now the two of you, are you competitive at all?
No. I mean, we have, we're like grown ups. So no, we haven't been competitive really ever, but certainly not since we were little kids. Well,
you guys both have amazing careers. You're both doing awesome. And Mom and Dad have got to be super proud of their kids because you've both done so well.
Oh, thank you. I hope they are. I think they are.
Now, we've got this project we just talked about here. Do you have some other fun stuff that's in the works right now, or what are you working on after this one's done?
Well, I have an animated movie that just came out as well called My Sweet Monster, and it just came available. It's the voice of John Heater in it as well. So it's a little Napoleon Dynamite reunion, and it's a really fun, sweet story about a princess who thinks that she's pen pals with a prince, and her mean father, the king, is going to make her marry a prince that she doesn't want to marry, and so she thinks she's going to run away and marry the prince that she's pen pals with, and it turns out that she's being tricked, and she gets kidnapped by a monster who's John Heater, and he turns out to be a sweet monster, and they go on this like amazing adventure together, and it's a really fun, sweet story. It's also on video on demand, and I got to sing songs for the soundtrack with John, which was quite fun, and Pauly Shore is in it, and it's quite a hilarious little tale.
I bet he would be a really good sweet monster.
Like, he has such an amazing voice, such a recognizable voice. And the animation in this movie is really like creative and different, and his monster suit is quite special.
All right, that's awesome. Well, I appreciate you taking the time to chat with us. It's been a ton of fun to chat, and I congratulate you on all the success you've had. And again, thank you for taking the time to visit.
I appreciate it. Nice to chat with you too.
Again, our guest today has been Haylie Duff, and she's got a new film out. It's called The Wedding Pact 2, The Baby Pact. I'll put a link to that in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com. Thanks for listening on a Movie Star Monday.
What can I say that I haven't already said about bettercreditcards.com? It's a website. You go there to get a better credit card. Okay, that's really probably all I need to say for most of you, but I still have time left, so how about this? At bettercreditcards.com, we have different kinds of credit cards, some with better points and perks, some designed to help you build your credit. Whatever stage of life you happen to be in, we want to help. Give yourself a little credit. Bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Elvis Presley did not write his songs. Yeah, he got the writing credit, but he didn't write the songs.
I actually knew that because of Dolly Parton and the show Drunk History.
Yeah, because he wanted to sing I Will Always Love You. And he did a version of it that Dolly said she thought was beautiful, but they wouldn't release it unless he got the writing credit, and she didn't do that. So, fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
None of the Beatles could read music. Isn't that fascinating? Yeah, some of the biggest hits on the planet, and they couldn't read music. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
There was a successful Tinder match in Antarctica in 2014. So two people, both there and both on Tinder. That's interesting. Fun fact. Meanwhile,
Wow.
there's singles around here going, really?
Yeah,
Really?
right?
All right. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The average car has how many parts, do you think?
Oh my gosh, I couldn't even begin to.
30,000.
Holy cow.
Yeah, it's a lot of parts. There we go. Several fun facts. Now you know. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Are you looking for an energy drink that's natural, lasts longer, has no dyes, no artificial flavorings, and no sugar? Blitz Energy Drink is the answer. With only 10 calories per serving and 200 milligrams of caffeine, our formula will help increase your focus, endurance, mood, and energy levels. Order now at drinkblitzenergy.com. Use promo code RADIO20 to save 20% and get free shipping on any canister. drinkblitzenergy.com. Promo code RADIO20. That's drinkblitzenergy.com.
Time now for the Mint Mobile Question of the Day. Yay! It's brought to you by mintervention.com. Here's your question, Heidi. 1 in 5 of us prefer to do this chore at home while the rest of us do it elsewhere. What is it? 1 in 5 prefer to do this at home. No. What? No. Would I have even read the question if that was it, Heidi? No, the answer is wash their car. 1 in 5 prefer to wash their car at home.
That makes a little more sense.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Monday.
Join us in October for The Sands, a week of music and fun that's been described as the best week ever by many guests. This year we have more icons and more fun. Loverboy, Belinda Carlisle, Lou Gramm, Vanilla Ice, Samantha Fox, Firehouse, and many more already on the schedule. Plus, more announcements coming soon. Plan to join us October 25th through the 30th at Planet Hollywood Beach Resort Cancun. This all-inclusive event will be the time of your life. Learn more now at radiotravelgroup.com.
Time now for some weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. The city of Kalamazoo, Michigan is considering decreasing the penalties for public urination, littering, and other violations by charging them from misdemeanors to civil infractions. A misdemeanor can include a fine and some jail time. Civil infraction is basically a ticket that comes with a fine. Kalamazoo City Commission has accepted the recommendation from the city's attorney to change 6 misdemeanors to civil infractions, including littering, public urination, because a city attorney, Clyde Robinson, puts it this way: it's kind of crude, but we are a college town, and there's a lot of time that people are drinking, and they can't seem to find a restroom.
What?
End
Oh my
quote.
gosh, no way. I'm
Exactly.
sorry. No.
Hey, maybe here's how you fix that problem.
God.
Put in some public restrooms. Wouldn't that make more sense? I just think that's bizarre. But nonetheless, it's very weird. That is why it is here as today's Weird News, brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
John and Heidi.
Time now for the list, brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. How much sleep does your pet need? According to the sleep experts, they say sleep patterns depend on the breed of and age of any pet, but here's a rundown. For dogs, 12 to 14 hours of sleep per night. Older dogs, probably more, and younger dogs, maybe even a little more. So there you go.
More for
Yeah.
younger dogs.
Yeah, it says younger
Oh.
puppies being able to sleep even longer. So cats, the average cat needs 16 to 20 hours of sleep. What? 20 hours of sleep? Holy cow. Can you even imagine? That's almost the entire day. Okay, rabbits, like humans, rabbits need about 8.5 hours of sleep. They tend to sleep with their eyes open, though, so sometimes they can fool
That's kind
you.
of creepy.
Yeah, I do that once in a while. Hamsters need 12 to 14 hours of sleep every night, which is usually broken up over short periods. Tortoises need about 12 hours of sleep each day. Babies, maybe 22 hours for a tortoise. Snakes, about 16 hours of sleep. They don't have eyelids, so you can't tell if they're sleeping or not. You just can't tell. And parrots, about 12 hours of uninterrupted darkness nightly. There you go.
Wow.
That's kind of interesting stuff. Thank you for sending that. That is the list. Brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com.
Are you ready to enjoy a little slice of paradise? Check out this beautiful family-owned, professionally managed vacation rental in sunny Poipu, Kauai, Hawaii. Our family stayed recently and we absolutely loved it. The area is so beautiful and the vacation rental has room for up to 6 guests. Why stay in hotel rooms when you can all enjoy your own area in a vacation rental? Visit Hawaii and make your trip to this tropical paradise one to remember. Learn more at radiotravelgroup.com. That's radiotravelgroup.com.
Time now for the quote of the day. It comes your way courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com. Our quote today is from Bill Watterson. Bill says, reality continues to ruin my life.
Is he the one that wrote Calvin and Hobbes?
Well, let me tell you here in a second.
I think that's who that is.
American cartoonist, Calvin and Hobbes.
Aha.
There you go. Yes, Heidi, you are correct.
Well, thank you.
Very good. That is the quote of the day. It comes your way, courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. It comes your way courtesy of radiotravelgroup.com. And our story right here, what an amazing story. I mean, this is just unbelievable. Here's a headline. A boy missing for 8 days in Germany was found alive in the sewer.
Oh, my gosh.
Over a week, he was lost. Joe, who lives in a little northwest part of Germany, a little town there, disappeared back in June 17th. He was in his front yard, and then he was just gone.
Oh, my gosh.
Following a tip from a passerby who thought he heard sounds coming from under the road, police finally found Joe under a manhole cover 8 days after he disappeared.
Oh, my gosh.
He was completely undressed, treated at the hospital for hypothermia, but suffered no major injuries. His father told local reporters he was, quote, doing well given the circumstances. They're now investigating how he ended up
going to say, how
in the
on
sewer
earth?
system. After evaluating all traces and clues, officers assume he crawled through a drain into the rainwater sewer system on the day of his disappearance and then got lost several meters because he was walking in the sewer system.
Oh, my
Police
gosh.
have ruled out any third-party negligence at this point. As for Joe, he remains in the hospital and is receiving treatment, but has yet been able to tell the police his full story in detail. So, again, he's just a little kid. So he's 8 years old. But
That's awful.
I can't even imagine. So here's my instant thought is, 8 days. What was he eating? What was he drinking?
Right,
How
exactly.
in the world? Because, it's not like you can just stop at a convenience store down in the sewer. So, again, boy. That doesn't sound like a fun thing.
Lucky to be alive.
Absolutely. I love good news stories like that where, that could have been a tragedy. That same exact story could have turned into, he was found way too late.
Yep.
But a passerby thought he heard something coming from the sewer grate, and he called the police. Thank goodness. If you ever do hear something and you're going, what in the world is that? If there's some time that you just kind of, have something that doesn't quite add up, it's not a bad idea to let somebody know. As a matter of fact, in this situation, it saved this kid's life.
Right.
Absolutely did.
Wow, that's
All right.
awesome.
Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Monday.